to start. All right, what's good, everybody? This is Christina, aka I'm Miss Chrissy though with Street Church Music, and today I have Charlie with me. Just go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, let the people know.
Uh, what's up, y'all? Man, this is Charlie Gist. I'm a 23-year-old positive hip hop Christian artist from Central Florida, and I've been doing it for a good minute. About 2.5, 3 years seriously. I got some new things on the way. Finally, it's just starting to put things together, and feel like the spirit is moving for real, man.
Yes, yes. So, um, I've been following your journey for a while. I remember back when you were contemplating should you do it full time or not.
Right,
That was about maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago, something.
right. Mm-hmm.
So how has it been like fully trusting God with your
Mm.
process and your creativity?
Yeah, so I was working as an assistant PE coach, working with kids at an elementary school, and I loved it. I loved it a lot. But after a while, I was just like something just in me, just stirred in me, and I was like, you know what is this feeling? So I was like, I kind of sought that out a little bit more, and I was like, man, what is this feeling? And so like the more and more like I was at work, I was like getting not in trouble, but I would be in trouble because I'd be rapping on my phone, like waiting in the classroom to go out and just so I was like, you know what, let me just take a chance. And so what I did is I left. I put in a 2 weeks notice, and I did a performance for the school and everything like that. I made a song for the called "Success is a Mindset," and I made it for the kids to motivate them, for the FSA test and things like that. And once I left, I was like, man, what am I going to do? So I decided I wanted to do the gig thing and like do DoorDash, Instacart, try to pay my bills that way. And then a little bit after that, I was like, this is getting really, really tough. So I went ahead and I applied for unemployment to be real. And I got accepted, and that's been helping a lot, still living at home, getting that. And just, right now I'm just currently still in that state, just, seeking for opportunities within music. And, a lot of people may be like, man, what are you doing, bro? You're living off the government. I was like, well, this is really helping me right now as a college student. And, it's really been a blessing. So I'm just, doing shows now in Orlando. I had one the other day, and one now is coming up on the 21st of February. So,
So Orlando,
hmm.
like from what I can see, we're in Ohio up here, but
Okay.
from what I understand, the CHH has like a situation in Florida.
Mm.
That's what I mean, it seemed like they have
Okay.
like more. They have like I think they have like a gospel hip hop radio station down there.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So how has it been like navigating?
Right. So I did a few church events, and for me, honestly, it just wasn't my lane. I feel like I'm more able to be myself in places like bars, be and like be myself, because those kind of people will not judge you as much. They're already at the bottom. I'm similar to that, even though I don't do what they do. I'm that humble person. I feel like I could be, like down and depressed with them. That's what Jesus was about. And so I, some people get mad, but like I've kind of, I mentioned, Christian hip hop. But in my personal belief, it's really from what's coming from within. And I think a lot of people have good intentions, but for me, it's never been about calling myself that name. It's
Right.
always been about, I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hip hop artist. But when I get my opportunity, people will see my heart, and they'll see what I'm trying to do with the music. It's all about pushing God to people, pushing the Lord to people at the end of the day. Even though I may not be saying John 3:16, or I may not be saying this here, this, that, and everything. When it comes, it's about the spirit behind it, and I think that's what a lot of people have missed, is the spirit behind music, the spirit, really connecting with God, versus to just, being really perfect with what you say. So,
Right. And so, like, something that you said really resonated with me when you said,
mm,
even though you might be in the bar, like
hmm,
they already down. You know what I'm saying? A
Exactly.
lot of time people go
Exactly.
to those places because they are nursing pain and wounds that need to
Mm-hmm.
be healed. So I
Absolutely.
think personally it's really dope for you to be in those spaces because that's
I
really
love
what
it.
free church music is about.
Yeah.
We're not really about the church per se, but we're
Right.
more so about taking the church to the streets.
And that's exactly where I'm at right now. I'm not currently, planted in a church. I was a leader, and I did a lot of things in youth group, but as I gotten older, I just wasn't able to resonate, wasn't able to connect. And for me, I do have some dope friends that I can connect with, and still, I still call myself a Christian, even though I was hurt time after time by people in the Christian hip hop lane, and just a lot of different things, man, that I could have easily went a different direction, but I knew that God, consistently wanted me to, keep the faith. That was the thing, and we think about the verse in the Bible where, where they go and they travel to a different land. I'm not sure what it is, but they travel to a different land and it's unknown and they don't know what they're getting themselves into, but they know they need to go anyways. That's kind of the lane I feel like I'm in right now. So,
Yeah. And so, like, what are some of, as an independent artist, it could get
uh-huh.
very expensive real quick.
Yeah.
Like, by the time you buy a beat or by the time you try to pay a videographer or
Right.
whatever, like, it could get
Right.
expensive real quick. So,
Absolutely.
what have you learned over the course of doing music
Oh,
full time as
right.
far as like the importance of
Uh-huh.
having different skills?
So a lot of people will tell you, you need this and you need that. Well, I had a AKG P220 condenser mic, and it's kind of funny. I took that with me in the car to help my friend, Midnight B, shout out to him, to work on a whole 6 songs. So I broke it down, all that stuff, just to bring it in, and we ended up just throwing all that time away. He ended up re-recording, and it was like God spoke. And this was just like 2 days ago. God kind of like spoke me through. I was like, what if that was for a purpose? Like, what if I didn't need that AKG P2 $2,200 mic that even some people have told me that it was trash anyway? So I just went ahead just recently and just went back to my blue snowball that I'm talking on right now, and I made a song and it drops on the first that's premiering, and I already dropped the lyric video, but I'm like, wow, this came out amazing on this $50 mic. And I just did another song just last night and I got it mixed, and I paid this guy online for $50 to get it mixed. And it's been amazing. I'm like, God kind of showed me, he's like, you don't need to spend so much money. You can use what you have, and I'm going to use it. And that spoke to me so hard because I was like stressed, bro. I was like, oh, I need to get this. And I was like, nope, I just got 2 counters right here. I got my computer here, and I got a blue mic that was $50, and I plugged it straight in my Mac.
Right.
That's all and that's what God was telling me. He's like, you could be content. You can
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
content with, and when you're content with what you have, those things become even more valuable to your craft. And like, that's what I've learned so far.
Yeah. I think that, I don't know because I come from a different era, like,
Gotcha.
around
Hmm.
when Master P was out, around the
Okay.
time when it was okay for your stuff to sound a little bit rugged.
Yeah, for
Because you
sure.
know what I'm saying? I feel like I hear stuff on the radio that's still rugged. I'd be like, that's not
Right.
okay.
Right.
But
I mean, yeah, a lot of people don't really pay attention, but I mean, as an artist, you like the greatest sound quality, but
yeah,
yeah.
but I think that every artist goes through their process. I think that we go through
Mm-hmm.
our learning stages where it's like, okay, well, let me just consistently record 12 songs and
Yeah.
drop the project. And I think it makes growth when you can look back like, oh, I remember when my project used to sound like that, but now
Yeah.
I'm here and now I'm growing. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure. Absolutely.
So, and then what you said about being content, I think that the comparison is the thief of joy. And a
Yeah.
lot of times, like even with me and what with the different things that I'm into, I have to
Mhm.
almost like put blinders on to focus
Exactly.
on what God has for me because like even
Absolutely.
getting in the car yesterday, the Holy Spirit was like, just be content. Like you don't
That's
have to
it,
live
man.
this big life and try to fill big
Mm-hmm.
shoes. Just be yourself and be true to who you are. Because I think when we try to run somebody else's race, like it's
Yeah.
exhausting and it's frustrating and it robs our joy. Right.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. For sure.
So what project are you like releasing singles every month or
Yeah.
just working
So
on something?
I don't really have a schedule. It's just kind of when I get it done. But like, just like the other day, I usually record and I send it off. He usually sends it a day after. So I, the song, the audio is already out. It's called Save Me. Um, ASAP Preach actually used that same hook before, but it's because it's a sample. So a lot of people have used a different hook. It's on a different beat though. And so that video comes out on Monday, and I just got done. I just got my mix today for a new single coming out. It's titled. Let me look real quick. I don't forgot.
Cause you, I mean, one thing about you that I can say is that you are mad consistent. Okay, like
Right.
every time I look up, I see a new song. I'm like, this dude is serious. Okay.
Hey man, I like I get tired of looking at other people and they're consistent, and I'm like, why? Like, I used to do reactions a lot, and I'm like, I'm getting tired of reactions. It's only because like I want to do this. Like, this is what I want to do. So I signed up for a my Afton. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but it's where you do concerts, and you have to sell 20 tickets. Well, barely anybody was buying my ticket even now for my concert in the 21st. I had this guy literally like last second buy the rest of the 9 tickets, which was like about $90, like
What?
$12 worth, and he just bought it. And like I was just like so thankful. And he's like, "Oh, no problem." I was like, "That was weird." And so the concert was amazing. It was like therapeutic for me to just get out of the house. Sometimes it can be a little toxic or just different things going personal. But yeah, it was just doing concerts is just very, very therapeutic for me. Just to be able to tell somebody my heart and speak that to people, even now. What I mean? It's just
No,
it's
because when I saw, like, it's different when you see the artist going
yeah.
through their process. I think sometimes with
Hmm.
social, people make it so glamorous, and it's not.
Yeah, yeah. It's
You got to
nah.
make hard choices. And when you're a
Yes.
Christian artist, like
Hmm.
God would challenge you. He would challenge greed.
Hmm.
He would challenge your if how much you want to get wealth. I feel like
Absolutely.
yesterday, I mean the other day, I was walking out of Whole Foods and I heard um when Jesus was talking to the rich young ruler, and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Would you give up everything for me?"
Exactly. That's it. That's
And
it.
it was crazy because I haven't even read that piece of the Bible in a minute. Like I stay in
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs, but it was so crazy how the Holy Spirit speaks through the scriptures. And he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Would you be willing to give it up for me?"
Yeah, and I think I've really hold close to me as I've grown, and that title of that single is "Loved Without Question." That's what it's called, and like it's just me, kind of speaking as God is speaking to me, seeing as I've always been there. You know what I'm saying? I've always even through all this, and so that's what that new single is called. But what kind of came to mind when you were talking about that was when how we get so caught up in the religious part of things, and it just reminds me of that verse, what good religion is. The Bible really defines what good religion is, and that's loving the orphans and loving the widows that are in distress, and keeping yourself um, from being polluted from the world.
Yeah,
And it's funny because there's a lot of I feel like institutionalized Christianity that judges certain people, such as like, of course, we don't follow a Buddhist religion, we don't follow a something religion, but good religion is defined as keeping oneself polluted from the world, and also about loving the orphans. So if that Buddhist happens to be loving orphans, and he happens to be keeping himself polluted from the world, and he's showing the love that Jesus would love, I mean, that's pretty Christian to me. He might have his ideals somewhere and that needs to at some point get readjusted, but that's pretty like that's pretty intense love right there.
well,
And
I
it's
mean, my thing, I've had atheists treat me better than Christians. I'm not even
absolutely,
okay
absolutely.
because one of my
I'll
best friends was an atheist, and we couldn't always agree, but we could
right.
respect each other
We could
though.
respect each other, and you could come together, you can go hang out anywhere, but it's like some Christians be like, "Oh man, I ain't going there, bro. They're sinners." I was like, "You a sinner too?"
I feel like we all sinners, but some people just hide it better than others. But don't get me
Yeah.
started on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. We have a whole
I
another
can get in
conversation about
trouble.
that.
I can
Yeah,
get in trouble real quick because
me
the
too,
way my thoughts are set up. But we're not bashing
for sure.
Christians. I think that
Uh-uh,
essentially everybody, the world and the church, wants to see us mature, wants to
for
see
sure,
us truly walk in love, like you said.
for sure.
And you know, you can the thing about love is love doesn't keep a record of wrongs.
Nope.
So when it comes to like judging people, yeah, Jesus had
Mm-hmm.
his times where he was like, repent. But
Right.
he did it in a loving way where it
He
was like,
did.
yeah, repent, but I'ma cover you,
A
but
change of
repent.
mind. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That type of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Right.
So so one of the songs that stood out to me was the one that you did like around the time with all of the riots and different things and
Okay. Come
about
together.
racial
Yeah.
injustice. So just
Gotcha.
tell us like some of your
Right.
inspiration behind it.
Right. So, um, yeah, man, that was interesting. So I am a just to put it out there, I am a conservative, and I tend to lean towards the right as far as politically, but looking at just people's hurt, it's not really about all about the what I feel or what I think. It's all about other people's perspective and other people's things, and there's many things I could break down about it, but it's just really about understanding somebody's hurt that may be different from yours, and putting yourself in other people's shoes. And keep in mind that not, as far as, a race goes and stuff, not everybody in the same race thinks the same. So it's like for when I was writing that song, Come Together, it was just like, you know what? Screw everyone's ideals and let's just talk about coming together and uniting as one. And because there's a lot of just crazy stuff going on in the world, many different perspectives. Not everyone's going to agree with you, people are going to disagree, and just accepting that and just being like, hey man, you know what, I may not agree with you, but like I want to come together about this, bro, like because I'm sick of seeing the media do this, and I'm sick of people going back and forth about skin color, and it's just like I want unity, and like I don't see anything different with me than somebody else, but I'm willing to put myself in your shoes for a second and really feel what you feel before I say anything, because that's what's important, is that I can that's what love is. That's what love is putting yourself in those people's shoes and considering what their interests are and what their feelings are, regardless if you think it's wrong. That's still love, to put yourself in those people's shoes. And so like that's kind of what inspired me to write that.
Yeah, I agree because like the thing is, we have to pray. I think
Mm,
we spend less energy fighting each other in Twitter comments and Instagram
mm,
comments trying to
yeah,
convince somebody, and we spend more
yeah.
energy actually praying. Cause see, this whole I feel like we don't pray enough. I don't know. Some people pray all the time. I know I don't pray enough. Like I know the
Yeah,
events that have taken place have really challenged me in my prayer life.
yeah,
Like Christina,
yeah,
maybe you should pray for the leadership because God can
yeah,
turn their hearts. You
for
know what I'm
sure,
saying?
for
So
sure, for sure,
but
for sure.
yeah, I just, it's disheartening to see people who call themselves believers acting like this, and the world is looking at us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They look
Mm,
at how we treat each other, they look at how we come at each other,
right.
and they can see it. So I
Absolutely.
was actually happy to see that song. What's the name of the song
Yeah.
again?
The song's called Come Together. Like I said, that wasn't really like professionally mixed or nothing. I just kind of put that out there, just something to put on the channel.
So
But the
is
song's
it like on Spotify and they can find it
um I I think it is. I think that's just on YouTube, to be
on
honest.
YouTube? Okay.
I it might be on I have to check again. um but yeah,
No,
man,
but
I had a lot of
I like that song. You know what I'm saying?
thank you. Thank you.
Like
Appreciate that.
I was happy to see that.
Yeah.
And so COVID, how have you been if
Right.
affected or impacted by COVID?
To me, I look at it more as like a political virus, but it's definitely a real thing. My dad did get COVID, and he was he was better in like a week or two, and then I've seen stories. But as far as it has affected me, I didn't really like wearing the mask, to be honest, because like it was just for some it like hurt my breathing more. It felt like after, but then I realized I was like, it's probably just the way I was eating, because that affected my breathing too. And so, I just kind of been like just chilling, and like, you know, it sucks to see what's going on with everything, but there's nothing I can do about it, and so just kind of accepting what comes my way.
And so how is it like doing shows right now
Right.
with
So
COVID?
they require a mask, and they say 6 feet distance, social distance, and I'm like, okay, I'll put on the
Okay.
mask, and I'm still gonna do my thing though. You know what I mean?
No, I
But
mean we need the gospel to be spread. So
yeah, for sure, for sure.
So let me see.
Mhm.
I think that's it.
All right,
I think that is it. Thank you for taking some time
no
to do
problem.
the interview with us. And can you let everybody know
Mhm.
where we can find you on social?
Yes. So you can find my Instagram at CharlieGistMusic. You can find my Twitter at it's Charlie Gist. Also, I'm on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, most of your, major platforms, Facebook. I think it's Charlie Gist as well, and YouTube as Charlie Gist Music. I changed that from Charlie Gist to Charlie Gist Music, so people will know I do music. But also, I don't just do music. I've been playing golf my whole life, so since I was 10, played high school, middle school, college team. So that's been a big influence. Kind of learning the fruits of the spirit, things like that. Within the game, and so yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Mhm.
We're gonna keep you posted. Definitely gonna bring you back. And yeah, everybody make sure that you follow. I'll see if I can get some links so you guys can follow below and hear the songs. And you do have a song dropping on Monday, right?
Drop it on Monday, and it's premiering at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, so it's dropping 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be in the live chat. We usually get around 11 of, sometimes 15 people, just depending on, what's going down. And yeah, and then shortly after that, you'll probably see a lyric video come out with my next single. So
Okay. All right.
mhm.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm gonna